We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about some very interesting stuff. The crypto cycle at the month end and what is going to happen next, or what is likely to happen next. We're going to look at some very recent and breaking news around crypto. We're going to look at Solana a little bit as well today, because there is something to talk about Solana. And we're going to look at ECOMI and VEVE as always and discuss what is the latest. So, all of that right now. So, good morning to all of you. I hope you're doing well. Make sure to smash up the like button to a new all-time high. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And if you like the content that I provide on an almost daily basis at the moment. So I would really appreciate that. And especially, good morning, Trucking Hank. And good morning, Justin. Especially, I want to thank the rare hodlers that are sponsoring this channel here, that you can see here behind me. Thank you to all of you that are rare hodlers and that are sponsoring this channel and keeping this channel basically advertisement free. So that is really important. Now, a couple of things are happening. We're going to look at it, but yeah, I think yesterday at least the folks in the US had a debate to watch, and I think everyone was hoping for that either one of the candidates mentions Bitcoin and that it does something to the price. Well, let's see how this worked out. So, Bitcoin price. Actually, it did not move at all in the last couple of days, so that is a fact. Good day, mate. So it's 7 in the morning here and you're posting a beer emoji. I cannot quite relate to this, but maybe you have another time in the day, so that might be possible. Yeah, so let's see here. So basically, I mean, if you look at this part, Bitcoin has arrived at this price point in February 2024. And we are ranging ever since, basically. And we had one massive drawdown, and if this is the bottom of this drawdown, that's actually a higher low, right? So we really have a big cool off during all of that of the indicators. I mean, RSI went into oversold on the daily after at this point where we had the reversal forming a clear head and shoulders in the RSI around here, and then leading to this drawdown. I would say that this could be the end. It depends on today and what the Fed does out of the economic data that is coming out in these days. It's Joe Ever. What do you mean by the over? Joe over? Okay, I think that's the play, like Joe Biden. I cannot say anything about this because first of all, I'm not in the US. Secondly, I didn't watch the debate, so I only heard that the polls, they went in suddenly after this debate into or in favor of Donald Trump. Yeah. Andy says it's Friday, nearly 4 p.m. in Sydney, Australia. It's beer o'clock, absolutely. And I mean, some people have a clock that has only 4s anyway, so who knows? Absolutely. So if that's if the clock says that, and maybe the weather is good, then yeah, enjoy this. Absolutely. AV Creation says even his party is starting to talk about replacing him. Don Juan Solo, good morning. What is going on? A long time no see. But nice to see you. Yeah, again, I cannot say if he will be replaced or whatever, but they put him into the race as a candidate, and if they think that he needs to be replaced right now, I mean, they don't even wait or they consider the elections already lost apparently. So that could be the case. I don't know. By the way, if we just draw a line on top of this, right, you have a slight falling overhead resistance, right? So you technically, for a breakout here, and if you would draw the other line in here, then you have this as a fake out. You basically have a falling channel that looks like this. Okay. So here these are the touch points, or maybe put it like this. Here are the touch points. There are sufficient touch points to call this a slight falling channel, right? And usually those break to the upside. So this is at least one thing that I would say is bullish. Yeah. Trucking Hank suggests to replace Joe Biden with the Hawk Tour girl. We haven't talked about this meme here, but I mean that is that went pretty viral. I think there are even 4 different meme coins about the Hawk Tour girl. Dream Tanks TV just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the fam. Appreciate it. By the way, I hope you have your coffees ready, because we are going to dive into some important stuff now. Okay, so we basically discussed this crypto unmentioned at first 2024 US presidential debate. So the election year has officially started to go into the next round, and we all know that usually, especially if the leading party is not the one in government, then the one in government has to spend more money to appease voters to get more votes, right? So if it is like that, then the Democrats basically have to find a way now to do certain things to have the population, or to pull the population on the side. So that points in the direction of stimulus or of money into the economy, right? So if this was the outcome. Let's also talk about this year. US regulators could approve the spot Ethereum ETFs for a launch or already on July the 4th, right? Here you go. Don't forget that the spot Ethereum ETFs are very, very likely starting to trade next week, and that could, I mean, we know that on the when they were approved, you'd basically have a correction like in Bitcoin, but when they actually start trading and you see the inflows, it could take a while. It could take a couple of more days, but then we could see some moves out of Ethereum once all these institutions are going to buy into Ethereum. So that definitely could be a game changer for the market, and especially it's good for altcoins, because whenever Ethereum moves, that's good for altcoins. And I want to remind us, there is FUD out there that this time we would not have an alt season because it's only institutions buying. So the argument was that Bitcoin is only bought by institutions, which means that institutions would then not take profits on Bitcoin to buy altcoins. Well, at the moment, we are getting a financial instruments for them to at least buy one altcoin, where a lot of retail investors are sitting in as well, which means if these two financial instruments pump Bitcoin and Ethereum, there will be retail profits to then roll into other altcoins. And with retail, I mean everyone outside of these big institutions that cannot buy altcoins. But there are still whales and there are still degens with lots and lots and lots of Ethereum that might shave off profits and roll that into altcoins. So I don't think that this time will be different. In fact, I think that this time the alt season will be even heavier, even harder than we have ever seen it before. And part of that alt season is Solana. And VanEck just filed for a Solana ETF, which caused an 8% pump out of Solana. But the filing is the first Solana ETF in the US that has been filed for in the US, and it's 6 days after in Canada there was a filing for the for Solana ETF. So if we get a financial instrument anywhere in the world that allows institutions to buy Solana, that could be actually interesting, because Solana is already backed by a lot of institutions, and if they have the opportunity to invest in Solana in this way, it could be big for Solana, and it could be big for the alt season, because if Solana, Ethereum, so if you have Bitcoin pump and then you have the option to roll into Ethereum Solana, I think it could be massive. It could be really big. So does that mean that we all should ape into Solana right now? Not really. I mean, it has corrected over 60%. Yes, there could be an argument made to buy some Solana. But on the other hand, it's just on the peak of the narrative at the moment. Because if we divide the narrative up into what's actually happening, there are only two things, and that is institutional involvement into altcoins in terms of Ethereum and maybe Chainlink and Solana and so on that could get financial instruments, and meme coins. There's two narratives that are playing at the moment. And for meme coins, probably the fiddle is going to stop playing at some point. We don't know. But yeah, Mark D says Hawk Tour united the nation like no one else could. Everybody loves Hawk Tour. I think so. Yeah, I think so. That is definitely a thing. Let's look a little bit more. So it doesn't really have to do anything with crypto, but I think it still shows us how digital we are, how vulnerable we are already, and so this is from Indonesia. Indonesia suffers the worst cyber attack yet, crippling government agencies and airports. So Lockbit cybercrime group demanded $8 million ransom, but Indonesia refused to pay. 44 government agencies fell victim. This is crazy because, we are coming into an age where basically these attacks are going to do more damage if they are successful. And the question is, how much of this will be document loss or any other like financial hacks, financial systems, and so on. So what about crypto as solutions for at least part of that, where it just can't do damage anymore, right? If records are stored on decentralized storage, or needs to be still in a way that it is encrypted and you cannot access from the outside, like for example, with some storage solutions, everyone can access it, which is not good. But let's say you have like stuff like Arweave supercomputer and whatnot. How about actual decentralized storage solutions which are basically blockchain-based, unhackable? Anyways, I just wanted to throw that more or less into the discussion. And then so we have some economic data, and they are all green. They are all pointing into rate cuts. Like Q1 GDP beat is up, right? As 1.4%. Quarter over quarter GDP growth looks good. Q1 core PCE price beat is up. Jobless claims beat, jobless still, yeah, is still up, right? Durable goods up. What will Jerome Powell do? And today there could be the last part that is necessary for that. Today there is core PCE inflation, and that also could give a little boost to Bitcoin if it points in the direction of yes, we could actually have rate cuts. So guys, with 20 people here, I ask not much, but I ask for a like. So if you could give me the like, and we could get to the 20 likes right now, and overall maybe to 60 likes over the whole stream. So even if you watch this later and not live, then please smash up the like button right now for the stream if you enjoy these almost daily streams here. Okay, so that is coming. And then I think that we could be on the verge of a reversal, and this points to it, and that is crowd's bullish calls have been decreasing as 2024 has progressed, bearish calls not as drastically. So we see here that the bullish sentiment in the market is fading a bit. Especially we had seen a fear and greed index of 30 when we really had the drawdown. I mean, we couldn't look at the current state. So we are sitting at 47, so we are sitting in a neutral zone below, but we had been at 30 already. And you see here we are coming a little bit back in the fear and greed. So this together with the sentiment here means that probably whenever this happens, usually there is a turnaround in the market once we are in a bull market. So this is good for good for us that are in crypto. So there's one thing that is a little bit worrying, because you know that that like basically the entire US stock market is held up mostly by some big tech. And we see here that Goldman Sachs is just reporting that hedge funds are aggressively offloading tech stocks at a rapid rate, which hasn't been seen in years. So June is record month, and we had seen some higher months before. And if that happens, so if they know something or so, offloading tech stocks, we could see the stock market go down. And if we have a correlation, we could see further downside out of crypto, if that is any indicator. It also could mean that they are just offloading in terms of profit taking because of quarterly earnings and whatnot, right? But at least it's something to take into consideration. So then, obviously, we have the talks that everyone is bearish at the moment on Bitcoin and on the cycle, and when everyone is bearish, that usually is a good sign, right? But we cannot fool ourselves regarding the timing. We see here from the halving basically to when we went absolutely ballistic. I mean, here is still an increase. There are still increases until then, but when you're absolutely ballistic and you really pass the all-time high, and we're just sitting under the all-time high, it is usually a matter of 200 days if we're taking the last cycle, 200 and something days. And just to put it, because we had seen the slight new all-time high, but let's put it just into perspective. We are sitting basically most of the time under our previous all-time high, as you can see here. So this choppy sideways that we're having is basically this under the all-time high consolidation. You factor in some inflation and then you get this result, but what we really see here is an inflation ridden, so to say, all-time high. We really want to see the significant break. And if we were from the halving that is shown at 15th of April, was actually 20th of April, if we were to go just from this halving the 200 days until we really go ballistic, like 200 and something days, we are at November. So to beginning to actually we would be like mid-November where this actually was. So how would this look like? This would look like, according to the cycle, you would still go and you would still come up. You would come up like this, and then into November you would start to go really crazy, right? Something like this it would look like. And that means, yeah, it looks like we are not doing anything here, but it would be completely normal to see this. And yeah, people are not patient enough at these points to just wait this sideways action out, to capitalize on the dips, to load up on altcoins maybe, and so on. Because I mean, look at this. Look at Bitcoin dominance here. And let's look at it on a weekly only, because the rest really doesn't matter. We have lost a little bit as altcoins recover, but we are still in an uptrend. And as long as we are not losing significant support here, I would say we are continuing to be in an uptrend. And at some point, yes, we will lose this uptrend for Bitcoin. Yeah, but at the moment, I mean, we lose steam, that's true, but we can still continue to the upside for Bitcoin dominance. And that means as long as Bitcoin dominance rises, it's accumulation time for altcoins, because once this collapses, once this rolls over and collapses, altcoins will be flying off, and it's time to think about profit taking, not about and it's already time to think about profit taking for the altcoins, not in terms of actual profit taking, but in terms of when do you want to take your profit. That plan needs to be made already now, or at least once you are buying that altcoin, you need to also think about, hey, if this goes ballistic, how and when will I scale out? And then we need to stick to this plan. So I think and you see this here, we topped out for the altcoins, and then we came down, and then we came up again, and then we had our massive altcoin season. So even if we correct here, you can come up again and then have a big altcoin season, right? So we really need to find something like this, like key support, because you could see something like this. You dip, you come off, bounce, boom, and then altcoin season, right? And there is a good chance that actually, that the altcoins will outperform the market so heavily that we would lose all-time support here. We will see how it plays out, but what we need to see first is that the Fed changes policy and actually cuts rates. And what we saw from economic standpoints is it could take another couple of months. But if we see rate cutting start in September, it's the time for risk on assets. Risk on assets will do great. And crypto, especially like Bitcoin, is the less risky of all crypto, but I mean, it will come. Quick on-chain. We had a lot of Bitcoin ETF outflows, as you see here, but now the last 4 days, they are in the green, actually, a slight positive. I mean, IBIT is always zero. They don't sell the Bitcoin, even though people are selling the shares. But we see that except Grayscale is still selling, the rest has inflows again, which also points in the direction that institutions might be done with the profit taking and buy through the ETFs again. Another one is that actually who is not done selling is German government. So the German government is continuing to put selling pressure onto Bitcoin, and they do it on spot, and no one knows why, and they have not communicated why. So they just sent, or like in the last days, they'd send 125 Bitcoin to each Kraken and Bitstamp, and a 500 Bitcoin again to this other wallet, whatever that is, right? So maybe there's an OTC deal going on or whatnot, but yeah. And then some test transaction. But in the past week, around 4,250 Bitcoin, roughly 271 million, have been moved out of German government's wallet at an average price of $63,000. And if you put that into perspective with these ETF, look at that, the biggest ETF outflows are $200, and we had some price decreases, some heavy price decreases because of this. Now, the German government, only Germany comes on top, and the US government has also been selling, but the German government comes on top with another 200 million in that week, and yet price refuses to drop below 61,000, which makes me bullish, because if these stop selling at some point, and they will stop because either they run out of Bitcoin over the next 60 days, or they will just stop and hodl the rest. So either way, I think there will be, at some point, there will be an exhaustion, right? And the question is why? I mean, I can only think of one thing, and that is somehow there is a strategy to price suppression. Yeah. So, happy Friday, everyone. Oh, yeah, right. Happy Friday. It's a freaking Friday, guys. And there is nothing, I think I have to say this, guys. I am blessed. Yeah, because I get to come on here every day before work, sit down with you guys, drink coffee, discuss crypto. We have over 20 people here at this crypto morning coffee, and an absolute bearish sentiment in the market, where nothing happens since February, and we're talking crypto. So I feel blessed. Thank you all for that. And I want to give. After discussing all of that, I want to have you guys, once again, I want to involve you. I want to give you an update. So we want to help Captain VEVE. And guys, this was phenomenal already, right? But we want to help Captain VEVE to get to 1,000 subs. And when we started 2 days ago, only 2 days ago, he was at 820. Now he is at, maybe when we refresh, there will be already another one, right? No, it's at 909 subs, right? So he needs another 91, only 91. Every Crypto Morning Coffee gets 400 to 500 people watching. If we work all together, guys, as a community, we can do it. We can help a small content creator to get to the next level. And guys, I cannot tell you how much more motivating this is when you can actually monetize your content. So let's help together. It doesn't cost you anything. You just have to subscribe and hodl this subscribe for, I don't know, a couple of weeks or so that he can do the monetization. So please go to Captain VEVE, just press subscribe, stay subscribed, and look, the guy produced 776 videos for free. Basically for free, because he didn't get anything out of this, right? So, he cannot monetize all of these videos, and he's doing like VEVE app, VEVE content, OMI content, NFT content. So yeah. Anyways, would be cool. It would be awesome if you guys could help. Let's show how strong the hodler fam is in giving the sub to this guy. Anyways, that's it. Let's move on to ECOMI, or let's move on to the market first, the altcoin market. Oops, what just happened? Okay, here we go. The crypto market. By the way, So Nico smashed the like button. That is awesome. Thanks for the like. So don't forget to smash the like also here. Chago Solis. Good morning, Chago. Walrus King says, oh, we already had the Happy Friday, but Green Lantern is here. GM, what's going on? Good to see you, man. And Walrus King said, down like a clown, Charlie Brown. Okay, whatever you say. Okay, so we see across the board a recovery. So here we have the 24-hour performance, and we have a 2.3% out of Ethereum running pre-ETF maybe. So who's Solana is really putting in the gains because of Solana ETF announcements. I mean, 800%. This is why I don't get into Solana anymore, because I just sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. So I'm not on the Solana train. F in chat. I should have bought Solana when some degenerate said at $8 that they are going to buy Solana or whatever that was. I don't know if it was $8, but it was really, really low. So even XRP is now positive on the year. So if you're hodling XRP since a long time, then you're probably, I mean, still 87% from all-time high, and they did not make an all-time high in the last cycle, which is crazy, right? Toncoin is a beast, yeah, but it didn't move much in this recovery just yet. But AVAX, so Avalanche, is coming back, which implies, so if we're analyzing this, it seems that Avalanche, the gaming narrative plays on Avalanche, right? And also that it is a chain that has meme tokens and so on. So L1 with a lot of traction. I think Avalanche is could be an indicator that the gaming narrative is not over. And I have high hopes for the gaming narrative actually activating the NFT narrative once the alt season is over. So you can already bet that everyone, including Avalanche and all the games and whatnot on top of it, they have already things lined up for when altcoins see traction to pump out news. They will not do it now, but they will do it then. And if there is NFTs in that, that's probably going to activate the NFT season anyways. We also see Polkadot moving. That is a good sign, because Polkadot had quite some, a bad time, right? I mean, it's still 88% from all-time high. So Polkadot not doing that good. I have a little bit of Moonbeam, which is the bridge for Polkadot. So hopefully, if Polkadot pumps, Moonbeam pumps harder. Chainlink doing well. So Chainlink for me is the absolute blue chip in this space. Like if I had to choose one coin out of the top 50, actually out of the top, let's make it out of the top 20, because otherwise I have a conflict. Out of the top 20, it would be Chainlink. And actually the fact that it's sitting only on 16, it's undervalued in my opinion. I mean, it is at 8 billion, yes, but it's sitting at place 16. Chainlink should be top 5. It should be top 5. I think Matic could be actually a good buy, like in the more secure, already large cap. In the large caps, I think Matic could be a good one, just because they on chain they are very strong, right? So they have a lot of volume on their chain. And let's see what else did pump hard. Is there anything that moved hard? So everything's like 3-4%. VeChain is coming back with 4% move, so not too shabby. But we see also VeChain is like not the greatest performer just yet, and it's 90% off of the all-time high. But the good thing is VeChain, in comparison to other chains and coins, did not see a dilution, because there is a fixed supply. Whereas Filecoin, for example, has been diluted, so it's 98% off of the all-time high. If it would go back to the all-time high market cap, it would not go back to all-time high price. Whereas if VeChain, for example, goes back to the all-time high market cap, it also goes to all-time high price, right? So, and the fact that there are so many people, like this community is so big of VeChain, makes me actually bullish on VeChain. I still have to do the VeChain video. I know. So anyways, let's move on to ECOMI. Almost ECOMI. Let's take one look at the altcoins. And actually, so look at that. Look at that. For the alts, we have ourselves a bounce here in this week now, and we kind of confirmed this support. So this is the others chart, just for everyone who doesn't know what you're looking at. This is the others chart, and the others chart says it's basically all crypto minus the top 10. So minus Bitcoin, no Ethereum, no Solana, no BNB, and so on. But the rest of the altcoins. So it's basically how the altcoins are performing. What do we see here? We see a strong bounce of this support. Yeah, and now we will see if we can in the next weeks break this to the upside and flip this into support again. This would be good, because then also we would, so what we don't want to see is that we come back down and lose this and then form a shoulder here or something like that, and then we have this, right? No, this is not what we want to see. Instead, what we want to see is at least sideways on this and then going up, right? So that we have a clear cut uptrend out of all of the altcoins. And I think this is a very likely scenario. Anyways, this would be good for all of the altcoins, and there is a driver to this. Yes, and this is ETFs for the strong coins. So, and this is also ultimately this would be good for ECOMI, because if there is like a stronger alt feel for the alts, people will look at altcoins and then will look like, oh, which altcoins did not pump yet, and then maybe some of them will find ECOMI, as ECOMI at least is on more exchanges than it was before. So let's look at ECOMI here as well. Let's look at how we were doing, and actually we're not doing. We're doing pretty bad in comparison to the rest of the altcoin market, but ultimately in the last days, let me go to the days. We actually try to recover here, and we are at. So we flipped important support into hardcore resistance now, and this is so I did not buy any ECOMI here because I want to see. So for me, it doesn't matter if we break back up above, I can still buy here and I would be fine. Obviously, other prices are like some people bought in here, and that is awesome because they lowered the average and they are up 30% on this entry here. But other than that, I want to see that if this is really playing out as a resistance or if we can get above it. If we hit this as a resistance, we will come down again, and then you have something like this, right? Then you have basically some kind of a falling channel where you could see new lows even, right? So I first want to see how this plays out for ECOMI. So we saw a huge buy volume in here. So here, that is already good. But now we need to see buyers stepping in also here. And I don't see that yet. And which is why I will be patient and just get my financials in place to then be able to capitalize on another dip if we see this weakness. Now, what could be happening is they come out today or so because it's Friday with OMI to NFT. This could be happening, and then we probably see a pump. Because and that would be also the point where I would say, okay, I'm not so hesitant anymore, because that would make ECOMI actually would add a real utility, like a big utility to it. And you know that we are looking at these things, right? These things to happen. So these are the 4 points that make OMI one of the best coins in the market, but without it, it's just another shitcoin without it, right? So could this be the spring moment for ECOMI? It absolutely could, but we want to see things happen first, in my opinion. And for everyone who is like, this is a no-brainer, well, that's the best buying opportunity then that you can get until we come down, and then the next dip is the best buying opportunity, right? But for people that are DCAing, I mean, you're DCAing here. If this, like, let's say this is your average, then yes, at some point when this bounces back, you're very, very early in profits, right? In comparison to someone who bought here and then got afraid, and yeah. So at some point, if we get these things, and I want to really have these check marks here on these things, then we can turn bullish, right? If we get one of these, we can turn bullish, because usually if we get one of these, if we get OMI to NFT, then probably next thing is exchanges, and then we only have to see if we get burns or not. I would say these two determine if we get bullish on ECOMI, and this one determines how hard it will pump, and this one will determine when we see an activation of the NFT space. Yeah. So basically, this is the quad factor of ECOMI that we will need. Yeah. By the way, guys, be very, very careful. Very, very careful. There is an email sent out to many people, not everyone. So I personally didn't get this email. And there are also some people investigating right now on Twitter who has been in giveaways, who has been using an external website maybe with their email address to see where this leak of email addresses come from. So they're sending out a VEVE branded email that you get some kind of secret drop, mysterious reward. Please always verify the email address. You can always verify. If this doesn't come from the original VEVE mail address, this comes from noreply@stamhealth.org. That could even be a hacked email address or so. It doesn't even mean that they themselves do actually create this hack. But if you click the link, you connect your wallet could be drained. And it's not about the VEVE account. They use the VEVE account to scam people out of their crypto holdings. So VEVE did good here, and we are going to retweet that so that everyone is going to see this. Yeah, so if you have received an email with words mysterious reward, there is no such thing. We all know that VEVE does not reward you for hodling, right? There is no such thing as VEVE just suddenly unannounced rewarding you for being a collector. It's not happening. Yeah, so you should get suspicious the moment that you're getting something for free that has not been cried about here on VEVE. I'm just being sarcastic a little bit, right? But yeah. Warriors King says, I'm down with helping Captain VEVE, just playing with some jive talk. Okay. VEVE OMI Sleeping Giant IMO NFA. Yeah, it's always NFA, right? I mean, it's not financial. The only financial advice is don't lose your finances on a scam like this, right? And the no reply, like fake email. Don't lose your future wealth, your wife-changing money, your life-changing and your wife-changing wealth on the scam, right? Don't lose it. UFA man PH always supporting you guys, making the effort. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, if we can help each other in the community grows stronger. If the community grows stronger, that's good for everyone. So I really think that this is important. It's important. So other than that, for VEVE, so we had a giveaway. So there are a couple of people that won this giveaway here for the Blackpink drop, where you had to have a light stick or whatnot. Then we get another comment. I think we get so many comments. And by the way, what VEVE realized and Marvel is that people really love Scotty Young, because right now there are so many comics coming out with the Scotty Young chase cover, so either ultra rare or secret rare, they know the sales increase when they have Scotty Young in it, or what was the name? What was the name of that other cover artist that everyone is chasing? I always forget. It was man. If Energy is here, he will let me know. If Energy is watching this, he will let me know. Anyways, and that is why we also have a Scotty Young nap in peace. That is pretty cool, right? So this is sick. This one's getting this is for sure going for like $5,000 plus. This is one of one Scotty Young. Morbius the Living Vampire by Scotty Young, and it just looks so cool. Like, look at this little rat here, and look at the moon. Like, he has such an amazing style of drawing these things. That's absolutely cool. Yeah, so this one's going to go good. The last Scotty Young went for $6,500 to $7,000. That's absolutely awesome. What else happened? So there were some Discord spaces going on. Yesterday there was Wolverine #1 on VEVE, but I think it didn't sell out. I don't know if it sold out now, but I think it didn't. So I know that one of my rare hodlers won secret rare. Congratulations to that. Happy to hear these success stories. What else? The handle with care grenade, like the grenade drop, right? This one here. The blue variant, it was a chase. There's only 25 of those. I think it goes for 1,500 on secondary. I saw a sale in the premium market feed. Let's actually see. What is it, like VEVE? What is the name? Premium feed. Here you go. So this feed, by the way, I'm not affiliated, but I have this feed. So if you have a Thor secret rare, you can message them, and then you get invited to this premium feed. So it's actually utility for the Thor secret rare. So here we see it, right? I saw this grenade blue mint 15 sold on VEVE for at least, I don't know for how much, but the floor after that is 1,450. So that's crazy. And we can actually look also on Stacker what the latest sales were. This is now crazy because this did not... actually, someone bought a ton of these. So the floor just moved up. So apparently, that means that these sales were for sure like a $1,000 sale or so. Look at that. They were like, someone stacked all of the grenades, it seems. Not someone. These are different addresses, but people bought these grenades, right? So these are all low mints. Here's a number 8, number 7. Then the 8 was sold again. Someone bought a partner statue also. And this comic, so what's happening here with these comics is there are not many listed anymore. So these are like super scarce. And then there's one listed for 9 million. And yeah, that's basically it. So there are only 2 holders of this comic. So this means it's probably very new from the VEVE comic side, and now this appears as like super huge buys because they're so scarce. So I don't know how many there are of this. I don't know if it says here, but yes, probably. And Stacker doesn't have these comics in the collection that have. If you look for comics that of the 40s, they don't really have it, right? So yeah. By the way, the Louboutin boots, they dropped quite significantly in price. They are at 650. So that is happening. The Todd is also dropping in price. Todd now available for 390. And the gold logo went also a little bit cheaper. Was before almost 7,000. Now it's 5,000. And Marvel Comics is also. Let's look at our our endeavor here, Journey into Mystery, is at least one of the comics that we want. Look at that, is also coming our way, 840. So we kind of are close to 10% of this comic at the moment with the gem stack of 60. I'm going to probably add a little bit to that. And this one I already have. This one here, Journey into Mystery 85, I already have. This is also dropping in price, 300. So the all-time high of this one was almost 8,000. So these are coming down at the moment, as most of the market is. But it seems like across the board that Journey into Mystery is coming down a little bit in price. So fine for me. So I saw something. This is like Mr. MC1 posted. I don't know if he knows something, but he, where is it? So I saw something OMI related. So I don't know if I saw this from him or from someone else, but I saw a post like, hey, I'm feeling like doing something with the red circle today. VEVE, can you help with that? So is there anything coming for ECOMI? I don't know. Not sure at all. Guys, unfortunately, today, again, I'm a little bit more on short notice. Don't forget to subscribe to Captain VEVE. Don't forget that. That is very important. Let's get the final 90 subs in. Please help me with this endeavor. And subscribe to this channel, notifications on, like the stream, and wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night,